Ms.Dria.
Saying you're staring at the wall. Team cap telling me to carry on. Cause you win some, you lose some, but you live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ms.Dria show, where I'm your host, Ms.Dria, and here I have with me the lovely Fiona Chavers. How are you?
Awesome.
Okay, that's excellent. So tell me, welcome to the Ms.Dria show. First off,
Thank you for inviting me, and I feel so amazed that you thought enough of me to invite me.
no, you were so. When I met you at the Glitz and Girl Power event, your aura was like, it was so welcoming. You're so sweet.
I'm the one who's like, who's that sharp lady over there in that clean white suit and them heels? I gotta know her.
I know that's right. So look, welcome to the show. I appreciate you for coming out. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Canton, Ohio.
Okay. And what was it that actually brought you out here to Miami?
My journey.
Okay.
I'm continuing on my journey. I just recently moved here from Los Angeles, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just continuing on my journey.
Okay, and you just following your path wherever it takes you.
Yeah, one day at a time.
I know that's right. Mm-hmm. So you are an actress. You're a singer. You're a business owner. What was it that came first for you?
For me, it was just being an entertainer.
Okay.
I like to classify myself as being an entertainer. Give me a stage, you will be entertained.
I know that's right.
So, but it was the entertaining, and then just being in the business, I just learned the business.
Okay.
And decided to start my own business.
Okay. And how long have you been an entertainer? How long have you been in the entertainment industry?
Well, I always say since I was in my mother's womb.
Oh, wow.
She said I was a wild child.
Okay.
No,
okay.
but probably for 15 years. 15
years?
Yeah, I'm only 21, so do the math.
I know that's right. So listen, now you started modeling when you were around the age of 10, correct?
Yeah.
And how did that come about?
Well, I was always a little, now believe it, I was a little skinny girl.
Okay.
A lot smaller. I was skin and bones. You know?
Okay.
And so in Canton, Ohio, they didn't have modeling schools and fashion schools or anything like that. They had etiquette schools.
Okay.
So I got enrolled in an etiquette school.
Okay.
Where I would go to school every week, and we would learn how to set a table, walk the runway, and just be princess model-esque. So that's when I got my start, but it was still like I was very shy.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
Still today.
No. So you got to high school.
Yes.
When you got to high school, you actually broke out of that shyness.
I did.
How did that come about?
Somebody gave me the mic and let me lead our pep rallies.
And you just started doing that, and you
in front of 2,000 students.
Wow.
I went to Canton McKinley High School, class of 98 in the building, yes. But yeah, and it was there. I mean, I took drama classes in school. Mr. Halkias.
Okay.
I loved him. He was an excellent drama teacher. But they let me use the mic and lead the pep rallies, even though they booed me.
Oh.
Can you believe they booed me?
No.
I still can't believe that. They were
But
haters.
you got better, right?
They just booed me because they were haters.
Oh, they were just confused admirers.
Right. Confused admirers.
Yeah, your best friends
like
in their head.
That.
Okay. So you went to college, and you actually got your first acting opportunity where you were able to depict Diana Ross.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Because I know you had to be, chosen for that role.
Yes.
Okay.
And shout out to Sheila Brown. She had the faith and belief in me that I could depict Diana Ross at our dinner theater production. Wow. And I was very humbled to do it. And I had my Supremes. My girls had my back, Tia and Janelle. And we made it happen. Okay. And it's so funny today because so often I get confused for her daughter.
Yes.
Tracy.
You do remind, when I saw you at the Glitz and Girl Power event, You reminded me of her.
I get it all the
You do.
time.
You do. You
But I
remind
say
me.
she's a beautiful girl. I can't wait to meet
No,
her.
yes. Okay. Graduated. You had the opportunity to star in numerous plays.
Yes.
And your acting career, you got better. What did those experiences do for you in your growth?
Well, just and theater is always a good place to start. I would like to, and I got started with the Players Guild and the Rainbow Repertoire in Canton, Ohio. Because after graduation, I graduated from Bowling Green, and I wasn't ready to go into the workforce.
Okay.
I'll admit it. And so I returned home, and my heart and passion was still for the arts.
Okay.
I still had a hunger for it. So I came across and I was able to participate in several different plays, and that helped me to evolve more as a actress and know that, okay, well, let me go and get some more education. So that's when I came down here to Hollywood, Florida.
Okay.
And I studied at the acting school of South Florida.
Wow. And then upon being here and leaving, you went to California.
I did.
You went to California and you started your own company.
Yes.
Tell us.
Well, not immediately.
Okay.
But because when I first went there, I was just, little small girl from Canton, Ohio, little country girl going to Hollywood.
Exactly.
Bright lights, camera, action, let's go. And I hit the ground running when I arrived there. I didn't meet any strangers.
Okay.
I was doing my thing, moving and shaking, letting people know Fiona's here.
I know that's right.
And and then I had a big, devastating accident, car accident, where I broke my hip and femur.
Okay.
And so I had to take a pause for the cause.
Wow.
And return back home to Ohio.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it took me about a year to regroup, heal, and then I returned to Hollywood.
Okay. And you actually had blood clots in your lungs.
I did.
Wow.
From the flight, from, leaving from, because I couldn't move. When you break your hips, you can't move for 3 months.
Wow.
So I was confined to a walker in a wheelchair. So the flight from California to Ohio was kind of long. So then that next week after I arrived back in Ohio, blood clots. I'm back in the hospital for another 7 days.
Wow.
So it was all bad. I'm just like, why me, God? Why?
But it made you stronger.
Oh, girl. I am a force now.
I know.
God is good.
Amen.
Yeah. Sometimes, he will put you through a storm as a reminder sometime. And that's why, and had I not had faith in God and belief in a higher being, I would have fell apart. I would have gave up. I would have said, no more. I'm not doing this.
Okay, so when you healed, you went back to California, and afterwards, I take it, then you started your business.
Right.
Okay.
Because I just got sick of the cattle call that was going on, with the whole politics of Hollywood. You got to audition. And then just knowing a lot of the different casting directors and people in the industry, they told me what it was. They hit me to the game like, oh, they got to audition so many people just because the politics,
exactly.
but they already know who they want.
Exactly.
I said, what? Y'all trying to waste my time? Oh, no. Let me go ahead and start my own.
Okay.
So that's when I started See Past the Beauty Entertainment,
Okay.
SPTB Entertainment. And the name actually came from me getting sick of being called on the casting couch.
Oh, okay.
Me being sick of people not seeing past the surface and just taking everything face value and not realizing that life and people, we're all beautiful people, but it's
Exactly.
so much deeper.
Exactly.
There's so much behind the surface.
Okay. Okay. So you had actually gotten comedian Chris Tucker to host your release party.
Right.
Wow.
It's all about who you know.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
And that was excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was at a place, Aqua Lounge in Beverly Hills. I will never forget that day. And just from me just running around, because I produced that event too. So I'm not only was I
singing.
Oh my gosh.
Behind the camera.
Yeah.
Wow. That is excellent.
So, and it turned out beautiful, and everything happened that was supposed to happen.
Okay.
And I'm proud of that project.
That is excellent.
And, but I want to do more.
Okay. Of course.
I definitely want to do more on the music side.
Okay.
Some things happen with different producers and people, and but life goes on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were in California for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And you came back to Miami. Mm-hmm. What was it that brought you back? Your journey.
Yes.
Your journey.
It was time to go.
Okay.
And maybe the fact that I had experienced that I actually felt 3 earthquakes in a matter of a month in California. Like, there's tremors all the time, but I actually felt these earthquakes where it felt like the building was coming down. And I had just had a baby.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like,
wow.
Yeah,
I've never experienced that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I could just, I see it on movies and stuff,
Right.
and it looks so scary.
Yeah.
I've never experienced
it is a very scary thing.
Wow.
When your windows, everything's shaking. Everything.
Oh, man.
Your bed, you woke up out your bed, it's rolling. It's because a lot of the buildings are on rollers, but you feel it.
Wow.
Feels like it's all coming down. So, but my season was up there, and so now I'm here in hot Amy, and I'm ready to network, meet and greet, and get some stuff going.
Okay. And you're actually a host personality for Soul Charge Radio.
Yes.
Which is actually based out of London.
Yes.
So you're the Miami rep.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about that and how it's been going for you.
So far, so good. I was actually at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, the music conference this past week.
Wow.
Covering that for Soul Charge Radio. So all that's going to air next week on soulchargeradio.com. Okay. You can, I was just talking to all the artists, doing my thing, doing what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was a great event, but a highlight for me was that I got to see Master P perform. Oh, wow. Like I grew up listening to him.
Of course.
So to see him live and in person perform, I was
in awe.
It was like I was in high school again. So that was a highlight for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that is excellent. So are you looking to get into any films or plays right now? Like, how can someone get in contact with you?
Well, they can hit me up on my social medias.
Okay, that's perfect.
It's Fiana.
Okay.
It's Fiana, not Fiona. It's Fiana. ITSFIONA 100. Because I give it to you 100.
Okay.
That's for all my social medias.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any events coming up?
Well, I have something in store I'm cooking.
Okay.
And hopefully you'll be able to be a part of it.
I hope so.
It's gonna be I can't really disclose anything, but it's gonna be in the Midtown area.
Okay.
Something grown and sexy for the grown and sexy.
I know that's right.
Yeah. We're gonna make it happen.
Okay, perfect. So I just want to thank you for coming out to the Ms.Dria show. Whenever you have any events coming up, whenever you have anything new that you want to push forth, I welcome you back anytime.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Please tell the people one more time where they can find you at.
It's Fiana 100, social media, Twitter, Facebook, all that.
Perfect. Thank you so much for tuning into the Ms.Dria show. Be sure to stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll come back with so much more.